They saw the place where the possible met the impossible and moved toward it. They walked for many an hour and many a day, until, finally, they crossed the edge of paradox. Greetings, one and all. Welcome to Channel Otherdoc. I am Jim, your friendly Lacuna GM. I use he, him pronouns, and this is our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. Invisible Sun is a surreal slice of life game by Monte Cook Games. We are integrating the directed campaign, but most of this game happens spontaneously. We'll go ahead and go around and say hi to everyone, once again, to see who they are and who they're playing, starting once again with Djinnaya. Hello.
Hello. My name is Djinnaya. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Shah Gamelon, an established gallant of the Order of Makers who cages adversaries, and Shah also uses she, her pronouns.
Awesome. And now let us head over to Wilde. Hello.
Hello, I'm Wilde, Outlaw Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. I use he, they pronouns. I am playing Shantano, an itinerant empath of the Order of Apostate who splinters into fragments. They use they, them pronouns.
Cool. And now over to Arras. Hello.
Hello, I'm Arras. I use she, they pronouns, and today I am playing Eroshka Razik, aromatic empath apostate who converses with everything. And she uses she, her pronouns.
Excellent. And finally over to Anino. Hello.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. I use he, him pronouns, and I play a character known as Mac the Husk. Uses they, them pronouns. Mac is a established enthusiastic of the Order of the Goetica who provides a vessel for spirits and brunch.
I just thought you just subtly slipped that in at the end. Because I didn't catch it for a split second, and then I realized. Yes. I feel we entirely are all spirits, vessels for brunch. Oh, okay. Let me just double check. Looks like. Yeah, I just want to make sure. There's a question about making sure all the captions are working. It looks like everyone's in there. So as we progress, we'll see if we have anyone dropping out, and we'll do tech related stuff. And as we go, if need be. But it's time for me once again to say a lot of stuff. So let me say a lot of stuff real quick first. Like we do with games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, a few content warnings. This game may contain body horror, surreal imagery, spiders, snakes, and references to memory loss, death, and existential crises. And at any time, you can always type in the chat !ISCW, that's the command, to see all of that. Also, please remember we have an open door policy, which means any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. All right. Now, as far as that which happened last time, there was a glorious brunch event. A seismic magical brunch event that seemed to happen. Leading up to that, they basically Shaw borrowed a book from a good person Bristol, and that then was carried out with them. They went to they started heading toward the Red Thistle, whereupon food might be attained. On the way there, Chantineau grew very large. As is their wont, and it made absolutely sure that the folks in this town knew there were Vizsla here. They definitely know now. Also, on the way, they were talking about this image that Shaw had found in her Viewmaster in Bristol's place. It was of the back part of what looked like a centipede up in trying to hide in Bristol's fireplace, they folks took turns looking at it, and Chantineau tried to get a sort of a vision of it, related to it, trying to figure out what would happen if they did nothing. And what the vision told Chantineau, essentially, was that a bunch of these things are going to take over the town and kind of use the people as cattle, in a way. As they just gradually just stop caring that there are these things here. They made it to brunch. Well, I say they made it to brunch. They did. But they made it to the Red Thistle before such a thing as brunch existed in this town. They there met Abel Wellison, who was already there, essentially visiting his sister, who works at the Red Thistle. He was someone that they had met on the train, and seemed to be the only person in town who noticed that anything was wrong with people's memories. Perhaps because he had only just come to town himself. So Abel talked with him about it. This talked about the fact that at his cousin's place, which is where it's where his sister Emma lives with his cousin Nora, with their cousin Nora, and her husband, and noted that Nora and her husband had seemed somewhat distant, and also just this where he'd kind of noticed that for the most part it's like their memories had been affected in some way. It's like all the ice seems to have to go to someone named Balak, who they believe at this point is probably another Vizsla, and who they'd heard from Bristol as someone who visits the town from time to time, but doesn't know Balak's exact schedule, and sort of pointed them toward the mayor for that. But as they were sitting there preparing to sort of figure out what to do, they took a look at the menu and realized that, as had been stated previously, that they don't have specifically a brunch menu. So then I think that what happened is something that I can only refer to as some sort of epic religious event, whereupon every member of the group there present spent sortilege to bring brunch into being. Yes, that's a very good term for it. The brunchening, essentially. the brunchening occurred, and so they used their magic, and because of certain forces in play at the time, given the cards we had drawn, this had a definitive impact. And the thing is that not only did the menu change, but the materials and supplies inside the Red Thistle itself also changed to reflect what was on the new menu. So it was interesting. It was very interesting. But so that was the thing that happened. Upsetting some of the regular customers who are like, "What is this?" Confusing others. And then, as they were sitting there, and their food was, their food eventually they ordered. Food arrived, and then at that point, they decided to look through the book that Shaw had gotten a hold of, and in that book is an entry, because that specific page had been pointed out by the forces of fate. The entry on the Insidious, which looks very much like these creatures that they're seeing, or at least the one creature that they've seen. Abel was also able to confirm that he had seen something that could have been that in the closet at Nora's house, so it's this basically these shadowy creatures called the Insidious. And that originate from the night side of blue, just as the mushrooms foretold. And I believe we left everyone at that point. I think we left them. They another strange thing happened, not nigh unto a religious event, but apparently a plan was made of some kind that appeared to be. I recall that they're split up into pairs and go off and check some things out. I think one pair was going to go and secure lodging while the other pair was going to investigate some other stuff. And that's all I remember off the top of my head. But these things, we'll see how it goes. So, where are we and what are we doing? Are we still at the Red Thistle? What's happening? I think Abel might have gotten up to go back to where he's staying to see if he can find anything out, but that's all I remember.
I believe that Mac and I were headed to the Mistmaids to secure lodging and to create a place where they could do some sort of ritual to contact and get information. I don't remember were you two going to the mayor's office? Or no, you were going to run around and see what you could find out from the general town.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, you were going to go talk to objects.
Oh yeah, I was literally going to ask the town.
We're gonna run around and see if we could find some of these random bugs that no one seems to know are there.
Yeah. I do want to just check as we're doing this. Yeah, for some reason, Arras, you're not showing up on the captions. I just want to check something here. Actually, I can't check it really very much from my end, but it looks like you're in there. It's got your microphone and everything?
It says I'm allowing it.
It's weird.
I mean, I could exit and enter again and see if that helps.
Yeah, if you want, we could do that. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be just fine. Just want to make sure we got it together here. Okay. All right. Back in there.
Now is it working?
Did you turn them on?
Yes. No, it's not working. Why is this still working? Oh, I know why it's not. Wait, let me try this one more time.
Okie doke. He's fine. We will see. We will see how it goes.
Now we know we're in a proper stream.
Yes, that's right. Welcome everyone to the technical side.
Speaking of difficulties, I do want to say for the record that this is in fact the first time we've really come up with a plan instead of just we'll just go and see what happens, which means if this all goes sideways, we are never doing this again.
I think this is also
Just
the
to be
first
clear.
time this is also the first time we purposely decided to alter the world and not just it just happened to happen.
We didn't really purposefully decide to alter the whole world. I decided to alter a menu and it went bazonkers from there. I was like, hey Jim, do I need to make a roll? And Jim was like, no, you just changed the universe.
Yeah, I mean sometimes. I mean, we had a lucky coin combo and it was amazing.
We did decide. We just decided very quickly. It's still not working.
It's still not coming in. It's still not coming
Now
in.
is it working?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
Ah, there it is. Yay!
It's because this headset has a microphone and my computer is constantly deciding that when it's not connected, like this is the microphone I want to use.
Curses.
That was the problem.
No worries. But we can see it now. Awesome. Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time to look into that.
Sorry. To be fair, 4 sortilege was spent in order to bring this about. One can only imagine what would have happened if, Vor was around and to spend that 5th sortilege and how much more reality bending that we could have done.
I think they would have changed the name of the game to Invisible Brunch.
But I don't want the brunch to be invisible.
It's just waiting. It's still there. It's just waiting for
There.
5 certain.
We exist under 8 different brunches.
to bring it up.
And there are some who say there is a 9th brunch that is invisible. And between the brunches is the void.
Oh no.
What?
The proper meals.
Okay, so what are we doing? Do we have?
We're splitting the party.
Yes, that's right. So who wants to go first? Do we want to handle the hotel first, or do we want to handle the town meandering first?
Do the hotel first. Or if y'all are okay with that, because I need spells to look up.
Yeah. We can do that. All right. Shah and Mac are heading to the Mistmaids, which is just sort of northwest of the Red Thistle. You just go a couple of blocks, 2 or 3 blocks, actually more like 3 blocks. Head around the corner, head 3 blocks in. And you can get up to Mistmaid's, which is on the north end of town. Let me open the document that tells me things about Mistmaid's, so that I shall have it before me. Yestervale. Okay. This is the only hotel in town. Okay, yeah. Oh, I see they've been minimalist with it. Therefore, I'm going to make it up. Which means I'm going to draw a card. One moment. I went ahead and advanced us to where we were again on the Path of Suns. Since we're it's the same afternoon. And let us see what we have drawn. Oh dear. Okay. Let me go ahead and...
that sounds like we're off to an auspicious start.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a definite start. This is card number 14.
Oh no.
We have drawn the devil.
Oh.
This is the this is the nemesis of secrets. And let me go ahead and pull up the description once more. The nemesis of secrets is the Prince of Lies, the devil, of course. Of course, there are many devils. Their commonality is their need to corrupt the world around them. Charming, sexy liars that seek to draw mortals into their own evil. Devils don't kill, they talk. They don't destroy, they tempt. The term devil stands apart from demon in that way. A demon is typically a relatively unintelligent engine of violence and destruction. Devils are far more insidious, it says. In divination, this is most often a sign of danger, but its interpretation can focus more on the devil's tools than his aims: charm, persuasion, and honeyed words. But beware the insincerity of such things and the lies they conceal. In a more straightforward reading, the card represents the lure of seduction, either literally, sexually, or figuratively in the seduction of evil. Making easy choices can be seductive, but that way lies real danger. And so this is the nemesis, and it's -1 to all actions, -2 if you have a secret heart during this scene.
Oh, no.
A heart that matches secrets, I should say. So, and the sun is still silver at this time. Let's see. So we're going to get to Mistmaid's, and it is again, like most of the buildings in this town. It is a fairly simple thing, but it is a nice building. It is 2 stories. You have let me see. I'd say that you basically have a nice sort of paved. It's kind of a paved path leading up to the front door that they've put in. It's like the only paved path in here, in this town, it seems, because the rest of the roads are a little simpler than that. So this is clearly meant to for folks to walk in and go through the front double doors into this place. It's got this sign on the front, sort of across the top, that says Mistmaid's in a nice sort of artistically drawn hand. Wooden sign, big wooden sign, and see there are a couple of lamps on either side of the front double doors. They look very welcoming.
Oh, well then I will just go right in, because nothing could possibly go wrong.
That's right. Nothing could possibly go wrong here. So
Mac is a little bit stunned at the lack of hesitancy, but follows a couple of paces behind.
But it looks perfectly fine.
that's right. Everything is fine.
I mean, sure, it might look fine on the surface, but we're in a town where things are getting a little stranger. The longer we stay, but we just had a great brunch, so I'm not going to ruin it.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you come in, you're going to see this nicely sort of atmospherically lit front area, where there's this nice polished front desk, and in this sort of is like atrium area where you have it's very nice wood paneled. There is a carpet that leads up to the staircase that goes up, and there are a couple of nooks to either side. Well, I say nooks. They're like sort of study-sized rooms to either side, it looks like, on the ground floor. There's a gentleman behind the front desk who is basically the first image that really comes to mind when I'm looking at this broad-shouldered, muscular fellow. Basically looks very much like the Samuel Adams commercials. And he's there sort of polishing the front desk a little bit. Looks up, and steps forward. He's got his vest on, and you can see he's got a coat hanging nearby. You can see as he just sort of looks at as you folks are heading up. There's a I was trying to think if there are a couple of other people I think in here, but they're not immediately visible. But there's like in one of the other rooms you can hear people moving around a little bit. He looks up. Hey, what can I do for you?
We were wondering if you had any rooms available.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is looking at the two of you as you come in. You're all from up north, I take it.
Oh yes, how'd you know?
You get an eye for these sorts of things after a while. And he sort of will, if he said, he'll start looking over. It's five crystal a night per room.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe we're going to need accommodations for 5. So.
All right. That'll be 25 then, if you want each separate room.
Oh, perfectly fair.
Yeah, 5 crystal. Yeah. I was just wait, is it really 5 crystal orbs? Yes, it's 5 crystal orbs. Okay. He nods. He brings that. He says, "So, rest of your party coming in later."
Yes, they had some more sightseeing to do.
Ah, good. Yeah. Find anything you like. And he turns around and he just pulls he like sort of grabs the book from the back and he sets it down with a big thump.
Oh, we enjoyed brunch immensely.
And at that, he just sort of looks up immediately. It's like that sort of hints at a thing, and he's like, say what now?
Yeah, brunch. Red thistle.
Very good.
Yes.
And you kind of get the sense that there's that you're not sure if it's judgment or what it is, but it's it's just this. You get this look from him.
Oh, we also had a lovely chat with good person Bristol about the history of your town. Very interesting.
Ah, quite. Yes. No. Bristol knows more than any of the rest of us put together, I think. And he will sort of sets the book forward and he says, "Maybe how long will you all be staying?"
I look at Mac. A couple nights?
Yeah, probably no more than a week.
Could we pay night to night? I don't know how long we're going to be here exactly, but I think it will just be a couple, but it could be as long as a week.
That'll be just fine.
Okay.
He sets the pen and inkwell forward for you. So with this light smile on his face.
I look at the book. Is there something written in it?
Oh yeah, no, it's it's a registry. It's a hotel registry. It's there's on the page that you're on, there's nothing on it. There's just the blank spaces for names.
Mac is going to flip the page before this one, just to see what other folks have written.
Let me see if I have the thing that I want to have in front of me. Yes. Yeah, there's a there are entries. There are a few entries. Most of them are from a while ago. I mean, are you taking time to read the page as you're?
Oh yes, he is. Particularly, he wants to see if there are any names that he may recognize, and/or if Balak happened to sign this.
There is no Balak listed here, but it looks like actually the last people to stay here. There's like only one other guest that looks like has been staying here recently, like within the last few days, and then prior to that it's like months ago. Or like a month or two. Actually, I'd say, it's not barren of business. Maybe a month ago.
Okay.
Who's the recent guest?
The recent guest's name is just signed Hester.
Okay.
Esther. Why does that name sound familiar?
Are you asking this out of character, or are you saying that out loud?
He's just going to mutter. He's just going to glance questioningly at Shaw. But then he's going to go back and then he's going to sign his name. He's going to just sign his name as some vessel. Because, frankly, the idea of writing down his real name in a book is terrifying.
It's fair.
I will look at where Mac has written not his name, and all of a sudden I will sort of freeze, not knowing like what the process is here. Like, I don't normally go on spy missions out of town, and suddenly I realize I was probably supposed to have some sort of a, code name that I worked by, and I don't have one. And so let's see. I think that I'll kind of hesitate for a little bit and sign my name as Miranda Flax.
Okay, I actually I should write this down. This is important.
I should write this down too, so I don't remember.
The code names. Okay, let's see. Code names. So, for Mac, the code name is Some Vessel. And for Shah, the code name is Miranda Flax.
Actually, you know what? The captions just pulled that as Miranda Flex, and I really like Miranda Flex better, so
Okay.
let's go with Miranda Flex.
That's perfectly fine.
Now I'm a superhero.
That's right. I mean, not just now. But, yeah, definitely. Okay. I will also say that just on the off, just because I find it amusing, Mac, the name actually does ring a bell, Hester. The name, as though perhaps you have heard it or seen it somewhere before, but it's not immediately coming to mind.
He will just file that away for later, but he will also take the liberty of just reserving other people's rooms for them later. So he'll write down.
Are you giving them code names?
Woo!
Yeah.
He will write down Infinite Mimosa for war.
Excellent.
I think he'll jot down Glass Joe for Shantano. And then
Rhyming is a nice touch.
and then he's genuinely stumped for the last name. Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Flex. Do you? I'm really not quite sure how to spell our fifth party member's name. He's just going to hand over the pen.
Shaw's eyes just kind of like go big, and she like checks the buckle on her metal mask to make sure that her like metal calm face is perfectly in place. And then I think she will. I think it should be something about reflections. I don't know. Now I'm stumped too. Help us, chat. Help us.
No, don't ask Chad. It's chaos in there. Now, if anyone comes up with a good name, though, that'd be good.
Just like, here we go. Nemesine.
Ooh.
Here, let me spell that one. Nemesine.
Gonna spell
Smith.
it too.
Like the cat.
Nemesine is the goddess of memories.
Ooh. Okay, I do know how to spell that. Now that you've explained the context, I know that word.
Nemesine Galactus.
Oh, God.
Oh, Galactus.
Just throw Galactus at the end.
Makes Eroshka sound way more important than she actually is.
Nemesine, Herald of Galactus.
I mean, you've destroyed the world, Eroshka. I think that makes you pretty important.
Like,
Just the one
like
time.
people genuinely consider you a threat.
Just once.
The world.
Just once that we know of.
The world got better.
fine. I'm trying not to make the same mistake twice.
It just sort of happens sometimes, you know. Anyway.
That one book told me I'm not the only person who's ever done it, so...
I have really got to go back and watch that episode again just so I can remember what all happened in that conversation with that book. Yeah, no. So yes, the names are in there. The gentleman looks at them.
Well, what can we say? We all have colorful names up north.
Yes, no. The Vizai are nothing if not colorful.
I feel like we've been insulted.
And, oh god. Let me see here. I'm looking for, wait. Let me pull up make sure I've got there it is. That's what I was looking for. Okay, yes, good. So, hey, Elton, he says, sort of calls into the next room, and you see these two individuals come in from the next room. And they are they're both wearing these sort of black coats. So sort of steps forward. These sort of nice black coats, and they're about they're both about 6 feet tall. They look actually very similar, the two of them. They have very short brown hair, and they're they them, and they'll just sort of look over, sort of nod. Actually, actually, I think I'm going to say one of them is a they them, one of them is a he him, so the one that one of them steps forward, sort of looks over. Yes, Goodman Groden. Yes, could you assist these folks in with their rooms? Have you got any luggage or anything you need transported up there?
Shaw just has her usual small bag, and she goes, "Oh, I can take my bag myself, thank you."
Very good. Just show them their rooms and get them anything they need. And Eldon and the other and the gentleman with him named Julian will come forward and begin to usher you up the stairs if you are inclined to go.
Ah, yes. Well, some vessel will follow.
As will Miranda Flex.
Good, excellent. I'm glad that is determined. So they will take you up the stairs, and over and around. Let's see, you're on the north end of town, so I shall just open this one here. Yes. Yeah, you're actually on a fairly high up. As far as there are not a lot of two-story buildings in this part of town, and you'll get up there, and Eldon just sort of smiling will showing the two of you to these rooms sort of around on the left. Got I think the best view of the creek from here. You can see the water. You can see the river, the water flowing into it. It's really lovely.
Oh, it is. Seems very calming and meditative.
It's very good for that. Yeah. And they will they'll show you to the room. There's and sort of you each will get a key to each of your respective rooms. Eldon is taking Mac to Sum's room, and Julian is taking Shah to Miranda's room, and you both have a very nice, calming view of the river and the few trees that are out here. Not a lot of trees, but scrublands, like I said. Sort of get a good sort of shot of things, and I think that Julian will sort of ask, as sort of he's standing at the door, as Shah, do you go into your rooms, I guess is my question.
Yes.
Okay. And Julian will be sort of standing at the door, say, "The best views at night." That's and it looks really good, really nice. Probably can't see the stars very well from the city, but here, looks really nice.
Does it?
Yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Is there anything? That you need?
No, thank you. I tip him.
And then like
and-
an absorb or something, yeah.
And thank him and close the door, and then immediately check my entire room for any possible entry points for giant centipedes.
Excellent. So, let's see. I just want to look at something real quick. Want to check something real quick. Make sure I've got this in here. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, no, it'll basically as you are getting ready to close the door and has not stepped out of it yet, but he is sort of preparing to step back. He'll say, well, if you need anything, if you decide you change your mind, you do need something, there's always one of us in earshot. Welcome to yesterday. And then he'll step back and you can close the door. And
Welcome to the where?
Welcome to Yestervale.
To Yesterdale. Oh.
Yestervale, yeah. The town. Yes, you begin scouring this place, this room. Mac, anything special you want to tell the person coming with you, or Eldon before they leave you?
Yes, Elton. Where's the placard that says "Do not disturb"? Looks at the doorknobs and just.
Oh well, we don't poke our noses in here in this town.
Huh. All right. Oh.
No. If you need, is there anything? Will you be needing anything else?
No, not at the moment.
No. If you change your mind, there'll always be one of us nearby.
It's not disconcerting or anything, but thank you.
And basically they'll step away. Shaw, you're searching your room, and there's in both of these rooms, each of these rooms has a bed and sort of a little night table, and sort of a chest on which one can set luggage, or in which one can put things. Big kind of big wooden trunk like chest thing. And then there are a couple of nooks in here. I think this place probably has I'm thinking this place probably has a shared restroom facility. For this floor, so there probably has a couple of them. So it's like you have to step out and go down the hall to go to the restroom. But there are a couple of little nooks in here for like hanging clothes or what have you, or ironing clothes, doing other things with clothes.
Think of me.
Yeah.
My clothes are made out of metal, so I'm not really interested in the iron.
The blacksmith shop is not far from here.
Good. Good to know. Good to know. That's actually really good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
it's actually, I think, probably on the same plot of land. You're not on the same side as the blacksmith shop, but you probably, on your way up, you noticed it was like just to the right of the building.
love an old-timey town that has a blacksmith shop. So I'll probably, once I'm done tossing my room, looking for potential bugs, I'll probably head back over to Mac's room, but we should probably cut over to
Oh, yeah.
Arras'
Yeah, we
shop.
should probably do that. Mac, was there anything else you wanted to do in your...
Mac, once he gets settled in, he's going to start drawing with chalk on the floor to create a summoning circle.
Of course!
We're such good guests.
They didn't ask for a deposit, so, you know.
That's fair. They didn't. That's true. Well, I can't wait to find out what you're about to summon.
We're going to summon a great friend. That's who we're going to summon.
Oh, no. All right. Well, we're going to hop over. Oh, no. I'm going to have to remember shit. Okay. We're going to hop over for a bit to Shantano and Aroshka. What are the two of you doing?
We're meandering around town, right? Or did we decide we're not going to the mayor, right? That's like a group activity.
Oh, I was like, where did you want to go to talk to?
I feel like maybe we should go to like a residential area. You know, if they're affecting people or whatever.
Do you think they'll just let us into their house, or?
I kind of think no, that they won't.
Okay, so we should try and sneak into their houses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have to go in. I could just ask from outside.
No, that's not fun, but okay.
I mean, we can, I guess. I don't want to encourage you to break and enter, but I mean, I guess you could if it's really important to you.
It's fine. We can do it only if we find something.
Okay.
So are you just gonna wander around the neighborhood?
You're just gonna wander around.
That's not suspicious at all.
That's not suspicious in the least.
I figure maybe, there's like a residential area that's close to downtown, maybe, and we just be like, oh, we got lost.
Yeah, you've got, now, you should be able to in Roll20 to see the map if you have a particular area you want to go. I actually will go ahead and show the map to the audience for a moment, just so that they can see it there. There's a map. And I just realized that I didn't put the captions on that screen, so I'm going to immediately transition back. Hi, we just... that's all you get, that one glimpse of the map. So yeah, you want to focus on sort of more to the middle of town, or do you want to focus on, because there's like a town square between the mayor's office and Bristol's house, basically. And if you want to go like, quote unquote, main downtown.
Do people live there, or is that mostly like a business area?
I would think that's largely, the mayor's office, I believe, is actually also her house, but let me double check that.
Ooh, we should go talk to the mayor's house and see if the mayor is infected by the bugs.
Yeah, Mayor Tambly lives and works in that building, so yeah, it's both it's an office, but there's lodging in it. So I think that downtown you're going to have more businesses in general, but also residences. So
maybe we won't be too suspicious if we go there. I don't really know, but
Up somewhere and get costumes. We could be like milkmen or ice delivery people.
somehow I think that might make us more suspicious rather than less suspicious. But we can do that too if you want to. If anybody notices that we're not actually from around here, we can just pretend like we're, I don't know, weird tourists.
I get the feeling that when I grew really big, everyone kind of knows I'm already in town.
yeah, actually you do get.
Are you
that
still
sense.
big?
No, not. Shantano is no longer big, so you don't have the same number of people looking at you as we're looking at that moment. But you have more people looking at you now since that happened. And a lot of them do seem to be paying more attention to Shantano because, well, this is someone who grew very big for a bit.
What a refreshing change of pace. Everybody shocked and awed at somebody else's presence.
Yes.
I feel like there's too many people perceiving me right now. I don't like it.
Do you want to wear a costume? Just maybe people won't realize it's you anymore.
No, I have an idea.
To cease being perceived?
You can go on without me or ahead of me, and I will follow along. And I would probably use my spell pass through the crowd.
Okay, I had a little trouble hearing which spell you said you're using there. Which spell are you using?
Pass through the crowd.
Pass through the crowd. Which source does that come from again?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. What is that, like a card, or is it like a or is that from one of the books, or which one are we talking about?
It's in the spell deck.
It's in the spell deck. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go ahead and whilst I'm pulling that up.
48.
Whilst I'm pulling that up, there was something. It's gone. Damn it! There was a thing that I wanted to address, and now it's gone. So I will just go ahead and go open that up. Spell deck. stuff. Additional books, cards. There it is. Spell deck. Well, one more time. What's the name?
Pass through the crowd.
Pass through the crowd. Pass through the crowd. There it is. It's a level 3 spell. You can move unnoticed through a crowd or down a city street. If I am alone or mostly alone and not on a city street, this spell has no effect. If I draw attention to myself by making a lot of noise or taking dramatic actions, such as knocking over a large object or making an attack, the spell ends. Do you have the sufficient do you have the sufficient numbers of currency to cast the spell?
So much sorcery. How much is it per level, right?
Yeah, it should be per level, so I think it should be 3.
Yeah. So I have, after that, I'll have 5 sorcery left.
Yeah.
After all the stuff we've been doing.
I'm also going to say, since it's the same afternoon, if you decide you want to get big again, I'm not going to charge you again for that. So you can, if you decide you want to do that at some point. So before we go further here, I do need to draw another card since this is a new scene. So I can see if anything strange or interesting is happening alongside this. Oh dear. Okay. That is... card 15. That is the Revolutionary. That is the Sovereign of Secrets. And with the Revolutionary, the Sovereign of the Family of Secrets, the Revolutionary, is a force for change, quite possibly the least secret of the family. The Revolutionary is brazen and bold, changing what needs changing, even if through destruction or violence. The strong sexuality of the Revolutionary is obvious, but this aspect is quite separate from the other. There is no suggestion of sexual violence here, but instead sincere passion and mutual attraction. Okay. Generally considered a positive card, the Revolutionary indicates sex and sexual energy or alternately change for the better. However, less often, the interpretation focuses on the destructive nature of change or the potential negative aspects of sexual desire and lust. This card turn says that something important is coming to an end. Okay. So, you're able to activate the spell. The spell is going to work fine. Also, let's see, we have a Sovereign in play. And so now it's a +1 to all actions, +2 if you have a heart that is that matches secrets. The secrets family. So yeah, this will be interesting. Are you actually going, like, heading to the mayor's house specifically, or were you going to just some of the houses around there, or what do you folks want to do?
I was sort of heading, like, literally for the mayor's house.
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe, as suggested, chatting to some random lampposts on the way.
Sure. The lampposts are very pleased to see you. They have not been lit yet. They're actually... But it's almost time. It is almost time for us to be lit. And then everyone will be able to see each other perfectly well.
That's very good.
We're always happy
Noble
to do
goal.
that. Well, it is our duty, and we are always happy to do our duty. How can we assist you today?
Have you seen any, like, weird shadow bugs lately?
No, not really. I mean, we don't get much in the way of shadows.
I guess that's true.
You know, we're the kind of the antithesis of that. You know, that they any shadows try to show up, we drive them out. That's our business.
Well, keep up the good work.
I mean, I would think that. I mean, sometimes folks, there are rodents and stuff, and maybe those they might be around at night. I've heard that, or.
But no bugs.
Not well. I don't think so. Maybe. Possibly bugs. I don't know. I haven't seen one directly. But
oh, how do you know about it then?
Well, it seems like someone was worried about bugs a little while ago and then stopped being worried about bugs.
Who? Do you know who?
Oh yes, no, it was absolutely, it was the mayor.
Oh,
Mayor Tambley. She was worried about bugs. I remember distinctly her being nearby and worried about bugs of some kind, but she's not worried about them anymore.
Well, that's good to know.
Yep. Just a few weeks ago.
Oh, that's pretty recent.
Yeah. She seemed pretty upset at the time, I think, and then I don't know, next morning she was fine.
Well, it's good that she's fine now, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, she was worried about bugs. Then she wasn't worried about bugs.
Oh,
let's see. Good Person Bristol was. I don't know if Good Person Bristol was worried about bugs, but I think Good Person Bristol asked the mayor about bugs, and the mayor wasn't worried about bugs. But then,
and then the mayor was worried about bugs?
Well, no, then the mayor wasn't worried about bugs at that point, because the mayor was already.
Oh, this is after the
bugs. Yeah, before Bristol asked the mayor about bugs.
I do have another question. Do you know what's the dude's name? The guy that all the ice for. This is me, Arras, asking because my memory is
Arras, yeah. Yes, all the ice must go to
Baylock.
Yes.
Have you seen Baylock?
Baylock.
You know what he looks like?
I think so. Yeah, it wasn't actually, it was maybe a little less than a month ago. Maybe like once a week, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure how weeks work exactly for folks. I mean, they light us every night, so we should probably have a better idea, but there's this big fellow. It was almost a week ago that this big fellow came into town, a big mustache, and in a cart driven by these two disturbingly large infants.
Not sure I would use infants to.
Me neither. I mean, I've seen human babies. And they look like human babies, but they're much too big to be human babies.
Yes, the average human baby could not pull a cart. I would say that's
well, no,
an
they're not
accurate
pulling
statement.
but they're They're at the front of the cart. Actually, how the hell is this thing described? What is
I'm a little
drawn
confused
by-
about the baby cart.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, no, they're drawing the cart. Okay. So yeah, they don't seem troubled at all. They seem pretty happy, but yeah.
I'm still concerned about the kind of person that uses gigantic infants.
It's drawn by two. Yeah. What the? Is it like a thing that people carry on it? Is it like a rickshaw type deal, or is it like a thing where people are? There's one in front and one in back, and it's like a palanquin. That's very strange. I'll have to. Oh, it's a wagon. Okay, never mind.
Are they like yoked to it like horses?
It doesn't specifically say. It's a wagon drawn by two giant human infants. It looks like.
Is there an image of this horrifying
There
cart?
is no image. Unfortunately, there is no image of that.
Unfortunately.
No, just basically they'll say, yeah, it comes into town. These two very large, but they look kind of. I don't think they're actual babies, but they look like
they're not
babies.
actual babies.
Yeah, they don't behave like actual babies.
Did the lanterns describe? Did the street lamps describe Balak, or did they just remember the babies?
No, they describe Balak, big guy,
Big guy.
big
Okay.
mustache.
Big mustache.
I mean, granted, their ability to distinguish between people isn't great.
This is
But-
still, information.
But they can map out details because that's part of their job. But they kind of have to focus to make that happen. And these lamps are more sort of they're not really they're not hooded or anything, so they're like they're kind of like oil lamps basically.
Well,
But yeah, it was almost, I would say, almost like about 6 days ago, I think, was the last time that Balak showed up.
does he come often?
I think about once a week.
So he should be here again soon.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. No, stops by the mayor's house, then goes somewhere. I kind of up the, last I see him, he goes up the, goes on the West Street.
He doesn't come back the same way?
Nope, just stops by, heads back out.
Very good to know.
How would this work? Yeah. Comes in on an east street, heads over to the west street, and that's usually the last I see of him.
Interesting.
So, it's from the perspective of the square, of the town square, quote unquote.
Well, I guess I will, thank the lamppost and relay this information to Shantano. And be like, I definitely think we should go talk to the mayor's house now.
Yeah, that does sound pretty suspicious, I guess. They were worried or not.
Yeah, like maybe their memories were stolen or whatever. Her is the mayor lady?
Yes.
Okay.
Should we just go straight there then?
Yeah, did you want to stop anywhere else first?
No, not yet. I don't really know anything around here.
Do I want to do Okay. Sorry, keep going. So what do you folks want to do?
Just head straight to the mayor, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you head over the mayor's house. It's a big 2-story house. It's like part office, part house. So like the top floor looks more house-like and the bottom floor looks more office-like, if that makes any sense. Although it's a single structure. It's not like there's a big, huge difference between architectural styles here. It's still a fairly simple architectural style, but it is a nice house. This one has pillars.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's.
That's how you know it's government.
That's right. And it's got a nice sort of big front door with a big silver knocker on it. The knocker is the head of a pig. Shaped. It's not an actual head of a pig. It's a silver knocker that looks like it. You get the idea.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just knock on it, I guess.
Or are we actually talking to the mayor? I thought we were just talking to the mayor.
Or you want to talk to the knocker?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk to the pig knocker.
You want to talk to the knocker first? All right.
I don't know if the house counts as a single object, but I could speak to as a whole.
Yeah, a house is made up of many things. You should know that. Yeah, so the knocker looks up at you. I mean, he can't move.
Metaphorically speaking.
Oh, may I assist you?
Oh, hi. We're wondering if you've seen any weird bugs lately.
You are aware insects are not generally tall enough to use the door knocker.
I mean, these are a really unusual insect. Very large. Slash, I suppose maybe they haven't come into the door, so.
Yeah,
or
I can't
maybe
say, no.
Has the mayor said anything about weird bugs?
Yeah, not for some time, no. It's been
How-
a while.
A little while. Like
Yes.
how long would you say?
No,
it's
it's
been?
roughly about. Let's see. I don't know if the door knocker would be able to. How well would the door knocker reckon? Depends on the mayor's schedule, I guess. So I would say roughly about a month ago or so, something along those lines. Mayor was flung the door open rather unceremoniously and was dashing out, concerned about something involving some kind of insect. And
It's very rude.
yes, quite precisely. I was nearly snout to brick right there over there. Not good at all. But, I had not, from what I understand, there are no signs of them. No one came to exterminate anything, and not heard anything about that since.
Very unusual. Well, thank you. We won't bother you anymore. I guess, Shantano, do we want to try and speak to the mayor? In which case, we might use your services as a door knocker.
Yes, well, it is what I'm here for. Do
Mike?
know, though, that You need not rap harshly. I am quite loud. She will hear.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. You're very good at your job. Yeah.
I am indeed.
Do you enjoy being a door knocker?
It is my purpose.
An appropriately vague answer. Should we knock? Do we want to knock and go talk to the mayor, or do we want to just, I don't know, slip around the side and talk to the chimney or something?
We can do either way.
Do you want an opportunity to distract the mayor whilst I attempt to speak to her chimney?
Maybe we can, if we manage to make it inside, you can ask something inside if they've seen bugs.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, but I'll probably need a distraction, so I think it sort of depends on how much you feel like distracting the mayor.
I mean, I'm pretty good at distractions.
Yeah?
I mean, can't hurt.
Okay. So I guess I will gently tap the knocker.
Yes, good, excellent. Thank you. As written, it raps out fairly loudly, even if you gently use it. Yes, so... Yeah, something happens. What happens?
Thing.
After a... Yes, okay, I think I've got it. Okay. We're coming close to time tonight, and we have to watch the clock a little more carefully tonight, so a couple things are going to happen a little rapidly. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, quite possibly. You hear someone coming, the door opens, and you will see... And you hear something that sounds kind of like barking, but it's sort of a muffled sort of barking. It's like... It's hard to describe. You will hear from the other side of the door. You'll hear it, "Calm down, Niles." And then the door will open. And you will see Mayor Tambley, whom I shall now make visible to everyone in the handout section.
That's a very dramatic picture of the mayor.
Yes, and I shall now make visible to the audience as well.
Interesting.
I'm very curious to know how that dog thing barks.
Yes, it's weird because you can kind of hear it as well, and it's like it's barking a little bit psychically, so it's kind of still muffled. It's so yeah, it's you can't really, you can tune it out if you want. It's not a big deal. You can sort of like vaguely hear it. And she steps forward. Are you both there on the doorstep?
Yeah.
Okay. So the mayor will step forward, and she is wearing this long flowing coat that she is sort of putting on, and she is she has a there's a hat that's on the rack nearby. You can kind of see a little bit over her shoulder into her house, which is fairly well appointed. There are a number of bookshelves and things in there that you're going to see in a few sort of entries to other places. As she steps forward, she looks up. Oh. Huh.
So,
Hi.
How can I? from out of town. I think I'd heard that I'd heard some folks were coming into town. How can I help you?
Yeah, yes, we were visiting here in your lovely town. We wanted to discuss something with you. I'm going to shoot a slightly panicked look in the direction of Jon Snow.
Yes, mostly I have a complaint about the town. I've heard about the wonders of magical ice, and yet I have not been able to find any. I went to a restaurant, which now has a lovely brunch, by the way, and yet their ice dish was not magical ice. And when I demanded some from the workers at the mines, they refused to give me any.
Well, I'm afraid that all of our ice is earmarked for a very special project. I am sorry.
Tourist, right?
I think people have thus far assumed that we were tourists of some variety.
Right, and
I don't know that
means
we ever told
I
anybody that.
need to get what I want as a tourist. That's how it works.
Well, I'm afraid that I'm afraid there's not really anything we can do about it right now. It's very it's all very it's all earmarked at this point. We have to we have one very important client, and who's got our minds engaged at this point, and everything coming out of them.
What sort of project is he working on?
Oh, I couldn't say.
Oh.
So, am I supposed to complain to him directly then, or?
Well, that's entirely up to you.
Do you have their address?
No, but he's due
Like
in town. No, but he's due in town tomorrow morning. If you would like to meet him directly.
Oh, when and where can we meet him?
Well, he stops by. He'll be stopping by the office at about 9. Usually when he comes by. Before going to pick up his shipment.
Well, we'll be here then. If that's all right. We didn't actually manage to get in the house, did we?
No, you're not. No, you're standing on the doorstep right now.
Been distracted.
No. Well.
Oh.
Hmm?
Can I cast Valuable Acquaintance on the mayor?
What is that?
It's the one that makes them talk consistently.
So I'm going to say that you are preparing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
As you are preparing to do that, however, you catch sight of something that is a little bit of a distraction. Over the mayor's shoulder, you see back into, you're not sure if it's her kitchen or exactly where it is you're looking into. It's like a kitchen or it's like through like a living area to, so it's probably a kitchen, but it could be like some other room where stuff is prepared. It could be an office. Maybe it's either an office or a kitchen.
Maybe it's both.
You see a figure stand up from like a crouched position. This dark figure. You can only really make out the silhouette of the figure. As it stands up, you notice that it is cowled and has long arms. And it turns, and you see its red eyes. It sort of glances up and it sort of waves at you. And
Both of us, or that?
Shantano specifically.
Shantano specifically.
And we're now going to cut away real quick because I just want to find out one more thing. Mac, who are you summoning?
Mac is going to be summoning Jarenoth, who we last saw providing books in that library where Mac was trying to figure out what he can do to help solve the Limerick Street problem. And in exchange for providing or selecting the key books that Mac would need, Jarenoth took a book of his own for himself. Title unknown. So we get to catch up and see what Jarenoth has been doing since then.
Jarenoth was this a demon?
He wasn't a demon, I don't believe. He was like a spirit of knowledge of sorts.
There was something.
He was in the I think Mac first met him in that maze, and Jarenoth was
right
speaking the truths from that fountain.
Yes.
But I don't remember him being a demon. I just remember
he's not.
him being
he's
a very I don't think Mac has never dealt with a demon before.
No, not yet, not directly.
No.
So you're going to make this circle, and as you're casting your summons, and you get this sense as you sort of see this sort of pale, silvery pillar of a being starting to appear in the center. And it just sort of gives you a kind of a dread look. And you hear it as it is entering this plane. You hear it say, well, if you're summoning me here to this place at this time, you must really be in it, or will be soon. And I think that is where we're going to cut for the week. As we have...
Just out of curiosity, is this the point where Shaw might have entered the room?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. Because I just really want to hear or see what Shaw's reaction
Shaw,
is.
as you walk in and you see that Mac is summoning this, what looks like a terribly powerful entity, or attempting to.
Shaw closes the door and says, "That seems foreboding. I'm sorry. Am I interrupting? I'll take a seat." And just scoots over and sits in the corner.
Excellent. And that is where we're going to leave off this week. As we have to make sure we have to stop right now. So we're going to we're going to go ahead and head off at this point. So there we are. We're going to go ahead and do it real quick. We're going to do our outros, if we have but a moment. As we're doing this, we do need to do Joy and Despair also. But I think what I'm going to do is, if I may, I'm going to do that at the beginning next time, if folks are okay with that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do our outros, tell folks where they can find you, and any final thoughts you had about this session, starting with Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. I changed my name. I'm not really broadcasting in 4K resolution. That's just not within my means, but someday, maybe. I don't really have anything planned over the next week. It looks like we're going to be taking a short hiatus next week for Sentinels of the Multiverse, as well as Scions. Might still be up for Cyberpunk. Not quite sure yet, but we'll see. Otherwise, you can catch me here again next Saturday evening and see what sorts of bargains will be struck.
Yes.
It never goes wrong for Mac.
Never. Not at all. Not once. Excellent. And now let's head over to Arras.
Hello, I'm Arras for Animus Panthera. I'm Animus Panthera and Stop Panthera practically everywhere. The only place you can watch me play games right now is right here on Saturday nights. But I am a zoologist, and I love to cosplay, and I love to chat about all of those things on Twitter. So catch me there.
Yay! Any final thoughts you wanted to drop about the session?
Everything about this session has delighted me. Although I do think it's funny that we've decided to name Eroshka the Keeper of Memories, because I feel like she's not very good at that.
It's like the opposite, really. In some ways.
I'm delighted to find out how these two one of them is expected because Mac summoned that being, but this expected and unexpected meeting.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
Well, speaking of that unexpected meeting, let us head over to Wilde.
Yes, hello, I'm Wilde, at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. Aside from here, you can catch me on Sunday mornings for some Bison, where I play the servant to Mistmaid, in which, for some reason, in the last game, I was the only one who was trusting of the doctor and actual societal programs, and the only one who's willing to actually save a character. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about being the irrational one in the group, but we'll see. Yeah, but about this game, I don't know. Well, I wasn't expecting to. Pretty sure that was my that was the concept of murder that was in the mayor's songs, right?
Yes.
And, it's an interesting meet cute. I guess it's not a bad time to find out if murder is a job or if it's something they do for fun. I mean, yeah, we can find out over the brunch.
Yeah, and I will tell you honestly, I was just waiting for that card to come up. Because I was just waiting for an appropriate time for it to happen.
And of course it comes up at the one time where we actually need to save people.
Excellent. Good. And I'm sorry, did you have anything else you wanted to say? Here we go.
No. It's actually next time.
Cool. And finally, over to Djinnaya.
Hello, my name's Djinnaya. You can find me at Djinnaya on Twitter, and I have nothing to plug this week. So go forth and be good to one another.
And any final thoughts on the session?
No, I mean, I think it was like a lot of bridge work, and I'm really excited to see what comes next. Yeah. I have concerns about this hotel. I have concerns. My character has no concerns. I have all the concerns. And sort of a deep disappointment that drawing the card for Dark Sexy Liar doesn't give you a really awesome situation, but whatever.
It's difficult in this town to that was unfortunately, I was like, dang it, it's in the really, this is like freaking pseudo Amish, so it's hard to figure out how to place this exactly. But
fair.
There's a certain context, there's a certain subtext. We'll have to see how it goes. Certain things are in play.
Can we use sortilege to swap that card out for another card and
That's
save
not
it
how
for later?
Sortilege works. I don't think there's a rule to make the
think
GM pull a different card.
I'm not sure that's how that works. But once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. Let's see. Coming up on this channel on Wednesday evenings, we have our regular Scum and Villainy game, Untitled Space Game, whenever we're all available. And then yeah, other things are sort of slightly nebulous right now, but we'll see what happens. But then back around to Saturdays, we have more of this. More stuff is coming soon. We're almost there. We're not there quite yet. Or rather, I should say there's something coming back shortly, but we'll talk more about that soon. But let us see. When we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid over to, let's see, Arras is doing stuff, so I might go over there. A couple other folks. So we'll go over and say hi to someone. Feel free to hang on if you're so inclined and say hi to them with us. That again will be after we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.